When you think of an anthropologist, you probably think of someone who goes up to start a community that's far away and often very remote. That may have been true for anthropologists in the past, but things are changing. Today, while you still may find anthropologists who travel halfway around the world for their work, you might also be surprised to find one working just down the hall in your office. James Wu has a report. Thanks, Molly. Yes, it's true. More and more anthropologists are being hired to work in the corporate world. It started out as an experiment in a few major companies, but now it's become a big trend. Companies use anthropologists to understand their workers and customer better and to help design products that work best for their customers. So, how do the anthropologists get this information? With detailed observation, careful interviewing, and clear documentation. In other words, they use the same skills they would use in a remote village in the middle of nowhere. Now, I have Sarah Pan here. She's an anthropologist who had worked in a small Eskimo village up near the Arctic Circle, and now she's worked for a major telecommunication company. Are they two very different jobs and situation or not? Tell us about it, Sarah. Of course, there's some differences, but really, the way I study people and communities is the same, whatever it is. People often don't realize that corporate settings are usually very complex, really pretty much like a small community. I mean, there are all different kinds of people with different opinions and personality who work or don't work together in different ways. And what is your job like in a company? What exactly do you do? Well, it depends on what the company needs at a given time. I've been working on a major project for a few months now, studying how workers interact in the company. It's very interesting because management tried to bring a new program to check quality, but it wasn't working very well. We're not finished with the work yet, but I think that's a large part of the problem was the management wasn't paying enough attention to the dynamic of this group. Some workers were upset because they weren't consulted about the change, but then they influenced the other worker who might have accepted this new program more easily. Management had no idea what was going on. They just knew the new program wasn't accepted. That's interesting. What other kinds of work might anthropologists do in a corporate setting? Let's see. A colleague of mine in another company look at how people really use technology. I mean, he goes in and observes them in a home over a few days to see what they really do with technology. I think this is an example on how anthropology can really help business. In the past, people might have just asked people how they use email or cell phones or whatever. Now, when you ask people how they use something, they will give you an answer, but it may not give a completely accurate picture. You mean, for example, they might say they use email less than they really do, or something like that? Yes, exactly, and that's where direct observation can help. Okay, and then company could use the information as they improve old products or design new ones. Yes, they might also look at a certain population. For example, the focus might be on how teenagers use home computer or something like that. And in that case, then politicians might spend a lot of time with teenagers. I think I prefer the village near the Arctic Circle. Seriously, this is all very interesting. Do you expect this kind of work to continue in demand? Yes, definitely, I do. I think the business world is going to get more complex, not less. And as a result, I think companies will continue to need people who are trained to observe carefully. When I started out in anthropology, I never planned to work in a corporate world. But now that I'm here, I expect to be here for a while. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Back to you, Molly. Thanks, Jim. I guess this means if we see someone with a notebook in the back of the office watching us carefully, we shouldn't worry.